How's it going, guys? Welcome. It is April 4th, Friday, April 4th, 2025, and I'm live, as always, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here at Addy Goes Live. I've got a great show lined up for you tonight. I think this is going to be a really, really special show. You guys are going to love it. I have lots of plans. Like, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to do stuff. I'm going to look at stuff. It is going to be the most stuffiest stuff stream you've ever seen. And before we get started, be sure to click out my other channel, Addy Goes Places, where I have new videos about my travel adventures every other week. And if you're not subscribed here, well, then why the heck aren't you? Go ahead and subscribe and click the notification bell. I'll show you how to do it. See, what you do is you go over here. I'm going to demonstrate this to you. I'm going to do it in one of my secret accounts. Let's do it in, let me find one that I don't mind you guys seeing. Okay, we'll do this one that I have that with a nice salmon pink. And here's what you do. You go to YouTube, you click YouTube, or you don't click, you type in youtube.com, right? And then up here, what you can do is you can see Addy Goes Live, right? You type that in and you're going to see this little house right here. And that house is my dream house, right? It's not a fancy house. It's not a like spectacular, like opulent house. It's a very practical house. But what you do is you click on this and you can see this button. It says subscribe. You click that subscribe. And if you want to like even be like really cool, you can go ahead. Oh, wait, no, you can't. I was going to say you could go ahead and join. But if you want to be really cool, what you can also do is you can click Addy Goes Places, type that in, and then you're going to see my cat. This is my cat, Mu Ping. Type that right there, Addy Goes Places, and now you'll click the subscribe button, and then if you want to be really awesome, go ahead and click this join button. I think that would be really special. As a matter of fact, I kind of want to. This kind of demonstrates something that I have forgotten to do, which was. Where can I do this? Let me do it in this browser. I don't like to use, this is so remember how a while back I was talking about my good boy browser, my naughty boy browser? This is my naughty boy browser. But what I'm going to do, I want to, where I do it, your channel. The playlists, you see how these playlists down here, the South Africa, St. Pierre, St. John's, Finland, I want to add the latest one up there, which will be from Norway, but I don't remember where to do that exactly. I think it's over here, and then you have some options down here, maybe? Here it is. And now if I go ahead, and I think I need to remove one because I have 2 minutes. This is the playlist from my original trip in 2022, but I can go ahead and I can remove that, or let me actually edit section contents. I will add the new playlist, and then this is really annoying. UI developers need to figure this out because I have seen multiple applications where you have, like, if you want to reorder things and it scrolls out of the window, you have to like drag and scroll. But all right, I think we've got it figured out. We're going to put that right there. Now with this published, if I refresh, I should see right there. I got the Norway videos first. Now I only have 2. I have another one coming out next weekend. And yeah, I think you guys are really going to like the next one. The next one's really special. Actually, I don't even know what the next one is yet. I shouldn't say that. For whatever reason, my internet connection is acting, it's acting a fit right now. I'm getting things that are telling me I have errors. I don't know. Okay, it went away. Now it says excellent condition. So I didn't mean, I guess I just somehow made, I told a fib. And Not Sure is joining us. Not Sure. Hola, he says. Hola, Not Sure. Hope everything's going well. I hope you are ready for a spectacular show tonight. A spectacular stream. It's going to be amazing. Wait, I actually have notifications. Okay, it's just some other stuff. Yeah, before I came on, I was looking. I think I'm going to get a MacBook Air. I want to get a light. So I have, wait a minute. Oh. Well, this is interesting. Wait. Okay, it was hiding. Okay. So what I want to, I have this great little, I think it's a 13-inch Lenovo. It's a Windows machine. It's not much of a power horse, right? I bought this kind of like, it was my emergency laptop when I was trapped in Iceland without a computer, and I was like, and I needed my laptop fix. So I bought this thing. It's not a bad little laptop, but I want a Mac. I mostly use Mac. I know that I stream when I'm streaming on Windows, but I mostly use Mac. So I was looking at the MacBook Airs, which is why you have this screen up here. And I think a 13-inch with 32 gigs, it makes me feel. It doesn't make me feel great, right? But I think it'll be fine because I've been using an M2. A MacBook Pro, the M2, and it only has 32 gigs of RAM, and it is sufficed pretty well. So anyway, but that's not why I came on the stream. I, of course, am doing a stream, so that we can work on our game. That was the purpose. Now, I did do a little bit of stuff off stream, so let me show you what I was able to do. Not Sure says, I like the Framework 13. Awesome machine. I'm going to look that up while this is taking forever to load up. Framework 13 laptop. Yeah, it's right there. Framework 13 laptop. So I'm guessing, just knowing Not Sure, I'm guessing this is some Linux. Okay, so it's a Ryzen CPU, which I was actually looking into building a desktop, and I was looking at that CPU. Is this one of those kind of like... Yeah, obviously, it's kind of like one of these like build your own kind of, and you can like swap out parts and components. I don't know if it's the same company, but there was a cell phone that does that, where you can swap out like the battery, but also the microphone and the camera. You can swap all these things out. And I was looking at that a while back, but then it ended up being like $300-$400, and I'm like, nah, I don't need it that bad. But this looks pretty cool. I'm guessing this comes, obviously it's Linux. Fedora or Ubuntu. So obviously this is why Not Sure recommended it, because he's a Linux nerd, a Linux geek, if we will. So a couple of things about this. Let me back up. So one thing, so you can see now that they're kind of shooting. Now it's a fixed interval that the AI is shooting on, so it's not very smart. There's also I haven't added any, like, there is collision detection. Like, the rays will detect. They do know if they've hit something, but just nothing happens if it hits you. But one thing that I found out was, remember on Wednesday when I streamed and I was doing that debug trace, I wanted to see the ray and I couldn't, and I wasn't seeing it for some reason. Well, I figured out that is because I have to go to the scene view. I have to go to the scene view while the game is running. But since, let's go over here. The game's not running. Did I stop it? I'm so confused. Okay, but you have to go to the scene view while the game is running in order to see those debug. See, there you go. And then there's the debug. That's the debug output, actually, because the debug ray is red, and it's much longer than the actual ray you see in the game. And then, of course, you see these little purple rays that aren't as long, but they're shooting out. And then, of course, thanks to Not Sure, we're able to come up the stairs now. I would love it, Not Sure, if you feel like it, if you got some time over the weekend or whatever, if you want to go ahead and add links for the rest of the stairs, that would be awesome. But, and also links for the doors. But I can take care of that too if you, if you have a social life and you're going to be hanging out or going on a date or whatever, and hanging out with like a potential Mrs. Not Sure, and the next Not Sure, just be sure this one Not Sure. All right. But yeah, I do kind of love this, how they just kind of hang outside like wanting to play. But anyway, I thought tonight what we might work on is, well, the first thing I want to do is, well, I want to see why I'm not see. Oh, there's the, okay. I was like, why don't I see the hierarchy? Well, it's because it's not, the drop down wasn't open essentially. Oh, and I did come up, like, I've actually had Not Sure is laughing. He says, LOL, laser eyes, Cyclops. Nah, screw that. I'll work on the links. No, okay, that'd be cool. That'd be great. I would highly appreciate it. There was one thing. I'm going to wait for Rasman to show up. We'll see. We'll give him like an hour to see if he shows up, because there was one thing I wanted to kind of there was an optimization thing that I kind of found at work today when I was like, I've actually been able to, it's kind of quiet at work for reasons I won't get into, but it's quiet. And so I've actually had a lot more time to actually do programming, which is weird. But, and then I found some code, and I was looking through it, and I was like, and I was like, it basically, there's a pattern. I'll talk about it when I get there, but it's an optimization thing. Remind me of it when Razman gets here. It has to do with, just remind me. Just remind me. I know what it is. Okay. But if Not Sure is going to take, if Not Sure is going to take short, why do I want to say sure? If Not Sure is going to take care of the links, then that frees us up. Well, I wanted to kind of, I was thinking about adding the NPC, or not, the family NPCs. So the first thing I want to do is, so we have this NPC spawn point. I think that's just an empty game object. So I'm going to create another game object. This is going to be player spawn point. Should be a capital P. Oof. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to put it somewhere, and then we're going to make it so the player actually spawns there. Because what I've been doing is I've actually just been, physically, or not physically, but in the computer moving the player. But actually, now that I think about it, why do I even need a spawn point? Okay, why would I do that? There's no problem with just moving the player. Okay, so what we'll do, let's go back in the scene view. Let's come down here. And then I want to go into this room over here, which is where I want the game to start. I did have a spawn point here before. Oh, another thing I want to do is I want to kind of look at these lights. I want to the ambient lighting inside of the apartment, I want to make darker. There's other things I wanted to look at too. Is like, first, like, can you run? Is there a debug? Because in application development, at least in C++ and C and C++, I believe Rust has this concept too, but you have different build types. You have debug builds, you have release builds, and the different build, well, you have others too, but those are the two big ones. The debug builds have debug information baked into the executable itself, but of course that debug information takes up hard drive space, and it will also slow down your code, and that's not code you actually want to release. Obviously, the debug builds are they're used for that, debugging during development. The release builds are used for that. Those are the builds that you would actually load, upload on Steam or put it wherever. I wanted to see if there was a concept of that within Unity. So that was one thing. I also wanted to see, because I see a lot of games, and actually now that I think about it, it might be, well, what is Schedule 1 written in? Is that Unity or is that Unreal? What framework does the game Schedule 1 use? I'm wondering if it uses Unity. The game Schedule 1 appears to be built using Melon Loader Mod Loader Framework. Oh, I've never even heard of that. What is that? Oh, and right here, it's Schedule 1 on Linux, posted a week ago. This has to be Not Sure, asking for Schedule 1 on Linux. Not Sure says, I was looking at NPC assets. There's not a lot of good free ones. There were some guards I found. Maybe there's just an option to turn on verbose debug messages. Yeah, I don't know, but what I was getting at is like a lot of games also they'll show like the title or like somewhere on the splash screen or on the main menu, it'll tell you like it'll say like build 0.3 A51, things like that. So I was wondering if build numbers are built into Unity as well. And actually that might be something easy to just kind of tackle. Let me see. You know how I love to get distracted. I see a lot of games that where the splash screen will display a build number. Does Unity have a built-in build number for the compiled games? Or is this something custom that has to be added? So I'm curious because if it's something that's like built in, maybe we can just put that. That should be really easy. Just have a UI text mesh, and then just kind of display that on the splash screen. Edit project settings, okay, Unity doesn't automatically track a build number. Unity does generate or increment a build number doesn't by itself, but it does provide a few helpful fields you can use manually or programmatically. Application.version. This is tied to the version field in project settings player version. You can access it like so. Option 2, custom build. Okay, so it is not I was kind of hoping it would be like a built-in thing to some extent, but it doesn't look to be. Yeah, so that kind of stinks. But we can handle that later. And then the other thing. Okay. Does Unity have a concept of debug and release and other types of builds? Let's see if it does. I would think it does, but it might not. I honestly, then again, the Unity AI, I don't want to see the answer. I want to talk about the answer for a minute first. The Unity UI, and I think I've said this before, it was not written by programmers. Like, it was not designed by programmers. I feel that there is some like project manager behind the UI, and he was never a programmer, and now he's like, he has a power trip and be like, no, you want it to be like this. No. You don't want to do that. You want to put it this way, or you want to do it this way. Something like that. Or Unity is written, I don't even want to, it's written by, we'll just say it's not written by programmers. Or I know that doesn't make sense, but all right, let me see what Unity says about the debug builds. So I was thinking it probably doesn't have that. This is Unity's closest equivalent to a development build. Okay, so it kind of does. In build setting, there's a checkbox for a development build. Okay, debug symbols, log. Okay, so that's okay. So it does to some extent. And then a release build. Unity doesn't have a release checkbox, but I would imagine you just uncheck the other one, and then that's it. Scripting defined symbols. So it kind of, it looks like it kind of does, it kind of doesn't. Build pipelines. It is interesting that Unity has like build pipelines, and that I find that kind of intriguing. Like, I almost feel like it would be a fun little project to like take one of these old laptops I have and set it up as a build node, so that at the end of every stream I can push the code and then the build node to pick it up and just build and generate an exe that gets uploaded somewhere that Not Sure and Razman and whoever else can kind of download. I think that would be a cool thing to do, but let's get the game to a state where it's actually worth downloading, because right now, even though we do have Cyclops laser eye guards, I don't know that it's actually very compelling. So maybe that's what we do. Maybe we add some consequences to the game. Like if you get shot, you die. Let's do that. So first, what we need is a HUD. So I already have like a debug HUD and a HUD canvas. I forget the HUD canvas is used for the crosshairs. So I can have like, okay, I could have like a stat HUD canvas. So let me see. Create. Would it be a 2D object? No. UI? Canvas. I'm going to try and do this without AI. Gameplay HUD. So I know that with the canvas, what I want it to be is I want it to be, okay, so screen space, camera, world space. It already is set to screen space overlay, which is good. And now, so this is the thing I don't like. There is no way with the canvases, there's no way to have them show in the scene view. In the game view, I guess there is. So I guess that's something, but in the scene view, like, look how it, like, you see how it's this huge box, and in the game over on the is a little box. Like, I didn't do that, and that's just how Unity kind of just organizes things automatically. I don't know why, but I'm sure that the project manager who designed it has his reasons. So what we'll do, and so it makes it difficult to kind of like, because I can't drag or drop anything. And yeah, when I'm in game view, obviously I can't move it. Okay. So let me see. Oh, wait a minute. Is it going to... Okay. That's interesting. What happens if I'm just curious. What happens if I drag it around? Oh, like okay. I don't know what I just changed, so I'm kind of scared. I don't know. Okay. I've selected the debug HUD, heads up display, and see, what I would like to do is like twist it so that like at least I can look at it, but can I give it a rotation? See, look, rect, transform, all of that stuff, it's all grayed out. It's all disabled, so I can't even look at that. That's a shame. 000 should be the top, should be at the corner of the map. Yes, it should be. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to just put the games. We're going to put the game, and I want to have. Now, how did I do this? Again, I'm trying to do this without UI. Okay, so apparently I had a panel over here. So this should be pretty easy to do. So the panel, what is the panel? The panel is just is it another, it has a canvas renderer? Well, wait a minute. What is HUD? Okay. It has a canvas, and then the HUD panel. I named it HUD panel probably because AI told me to. Let me see. Can I create a panel? Like, is there a HUD panel, or is there a panel? Panel. There is. Okay. Okay. Gameplay HUD panel. That is a long name. This is, actually, I had a spirited argument many years ago with a coworker because, if you've watched me for any amount of time, you know that I like verbosity. I don't mind verbosity. Like, I don't mind long worded function names or long variable names, because if as long as it's not like my cat went to the store, like, what, that doesn't tell you what the variable is. But if it's like gameplay HUD panel background, that is a perfectly fine variable name. Whereas my coworker, who I was having this spirited argument with, he was like, well, just use abbreviation like HUD panel background, like HPBG. And I'm like, who the hell knows what HPBG is? Like, again, my argument is always like, I want to be able to look at the code, and I want to be able to read it and understand as much as possible, like, right away. I don't want to have to go somewhere else to like see where, like, what is HPBG? And also, if it's not like if there's no comment telling you what HPBG is, now suddenly what you have to do is you have to go read more code to understand what that variable is. And so again, so like long variable names, well, I get it. Sometimes they're ugly and sometimes you're like, makes because I'm also very big, and this is interesting too. Whenever I interview people, I have, let me see if I can find it. I have this code. It's this little program I wrote. Naming variables is the hardest part of programming. It certainly is. Can I find this code? I hope I didn't delete it. Okay, wait. I have a folder actually called I'll show you the folder. It says do not show on stream because it has like stuff that I should not show on stream, but it might be in there. It's not, huh? Then where in the world would I have put it? Let me check my recycling bin. Wait. Whoa. Wait a minute. Where is recycling bin? Like literally, where is recycling bin? Okay. I'll just go with this. Okay, I don't know what I've deleted and what I haven't deleted, so let me look at this. It would be an MD file. Okay, it would be a markdown file. Or would it be a C++ file? It might be a C++ file. Okay, so I do not see it there. I do not see it as a markdown file. Did I save it as a C++ file? I thought I saved it as a markdown file. I swear, I have seen this file like every day on my desktop for like months. And now that I actually want to look at it, of course, I cannot find it. This is highly annoying. Okay, I'm going to check one more thing, and then I'll talk about the point of what I wanted to talk about. Temp. I think I found it. Did I find it? Yes. Okay. So here's this code. It's a very simple, basic C++ program. And so when I interview people, I am not a fan of asking people to write programs. And I think most programmers, like, they hate it. Like I would rather, from both being interviewed and also interviewing people, I think you can get a good sense of somebody's skill by just having a nerd conversation with them. You don't need to, what is this? Gamier Aun Pro, free Phalistan. And then he's like, free Phalistan. Okay, he wants the free, and I'm not being cute. He literally said free Phalistan. All right, I'm going to put this. Come to the desktop stream. And then I'm going to put that in there. And then actually, let me send this to my buddy who is drunk right now. Okay. He literally said free Phalistan. Okay. Free Phalistan, man. All right. I fully support freeing Phalistan. Anyway, so I think you can get a good sense of someone's skill just by having a conversation with them. And I think it's kind of unfair to ask someone to write a program. A lot of interviews I've had where I'm being interviewed, I think the most, like, I haven't interviewed a ton in recent years, but the few times I have, I do kind of, it seems like the style has kind of shifted now to kind of like pseudocode is okay. And, so pseudocode's fine, which I think is at least, I think that's better. But still, just because I like to think about the program that I'm going to write, and I will think about it for like a day. Like I try to at least like sleep on it, because give it time to what's the word, marinate, to numerate. That's not the right word, but just give it time to like settle in your head for a while. So I think it's very unfair to ask programmers to program. And some people that I work with, they love asking programmers to program. And I'm just like, okay. Anyway, so what I do is I often will, this is a program I wrote where I'm saying, okay, if you were doing code review of a pull request, say that you're just reviewing this code, talk about the things that come to mind. Talk about, potential problems you see, things that could be improved, and things that might be an error and things like that. And I think an exercise like that is very telling. But one thing, going back to what I was talking about to begin with, was about how, long variable names is, I think the style, it is very important. And what I mean by that, and this is something that nobody has ever mentioned in this program, which kind of is it drives me nuts. So I'll make this a little bit bigger, and I'll give you, I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. So here, let's look at this. And this is C++ code. It's very similar. I mean, this is very similar to C#. I mean, C# is modeled after, the syntax is modeled after C++, so it's very similar. But you can see here you have a couple of getters and setters, right? You have a get first name and then a set first name. Well, you also have get last name and set last name. But do you notice one big difference in these? And I'll make it even bigger. But there's one big difference in one of these things, of these four functions, one of these things doesn't belong. And nobody that I've ever shown this code to, no one has ever mentioned it. Which I don't hold it against them a ton. It's more that I wouldn't hold it against them, but it would be a big bonus if they did mention it, kind of a thing. And what I'm talking about is here in get last name, where these have underscores, this has an underscore, this has an underscore. A getter, I forget what getters and setters are. Getters and setters are simply functions that get or set the value of a private variable or a protected variable, basically a variable that you don't want exposed publicly. It's a very object-oriented term. But what I'm getting at is set underscore. So this is get underscore first name. This is set underscore first name. Then you have just get last name. And then you have set underscore last name. And it's one of those things doesn't belong. And obviously it's the underscore, just put an underscore there, man. And then, you gotta you gotta have some consistency, or not even consistency. You have to have some kind of tidiness, right? It's not just important. It is important. It's important that your code look nice. And just because code is written once, but it's read many times. And it's just important. Just make it look nice. Nobody wants to look at ugly things. Nobody wants to read ugly things. Oh, of course he's calling. Of course this motherfucker is calling. Of course he is. I'm not answering him. Of course he is. I know he's calling now because I'm on stream, because I sent the link to him and another buddy of ours that we're in a group chat. So I sent the link to the stream to the chat. But anyway, so it's important that your code look nice. And it's also there are other little things, maybe not in this example, but here's a good example. This style of code has a name. There's a name for whether or not you put the open bracket on the same line or on the next line. And I will go to my grave saying that the open bracket should be on a new line. But the important thing is at work, when developers come in and if you look at our code, obviously if you were going to be a programmer on our code, you are going to read the existing code. And you're going to read it. If you're writing a new feature, you're fixing a bug, you're going to read it. You're going to read it because you have to understand it, because you're writing a new feature or you're fixing a bug. And as you're reading it, it's dude, pay attention to the style, right? And so it happens often, not often, but it's not unheard of. I would say like 30% of something. Just that's how often it happens. It's 30%. Where somebody who's fairly new to the team comes in, they write something, and you have to understand in the code base, at least in the one I work on one of the ones I work on, the main one I work on, the open bracket is always on a new line. So when I see somebody submit a pull request where it's like this with the open bracket on the same line, I reject it because, dude, look at how we do this. Like, look at how we do this. And it also, like, another thing I hate is, and you can do this in C# as well, where you go, if B, like, we'll just do if done, right? If done, do something else, do something else, right? Thank you, AI. So you see here, I hate this. I hate this. This is ugly. This is, you need, even though it is syntactically correct, you need, put it surrounded in brackets, because again, it's about ease of how easy it is to read it. Now, the only time I will allow you to not use brackets is if it's like this. If it's on the same line. In that case, that is acceptable. But I guess what I'm saying is, like, you know, if you get a job as a programmer and you're looking at a code base, like, look at the existing code, and the goal should be that code of a code base should look, even if it's written by hundreds of people, it should look like it has been written by one person. It should have a consistent style. So, and generally the person who leads the project gets to kind of dictate what that style is. And in my case, I get to dictate what that style is. Thank you very much. So that's why I will reject your pull request so quickly. All right. So what was I going to do? We are adding a HUD display. So, so this, I know what we can do. We need it to stretch horizontally, and we want it aligned to the top. Okay. Let me see what this does exactly, though. Again, I'm trying to do this without AI, but oof. Okay. Yeah, I kind of suspected that's what was going to happen. So, okay, it's because of this height. So we have to, but I aligned it to the top, didn't I? Top left. Uh-oh. Did I align the wrong one? I think I did. Let me see. No, I didn't. Okay, do I have to align this one? No. Okay, so the parent, which is the canvas itself, that doesn't have a transform. But the panel inside of it does. Now, I suspect I can just do this. No, I can't. I can't even. Oh, wait. Why does it keep changing this? Okay, so position. This is another confusing thing. Let's see if we can. So the position is not 0, because if I put it, it would seem to me that it's 0, but it's not. Okay, so the position is dictated by the center. I think I can change that by changing, not the anchor. By changing this? No. This? There should be like is centered on or something like that. Arsenio, hi. I saw your VOD about something with stairs, NPC navigation, as I understood. Felt your frustration at the end of the stream. Hey, I saw your video, I guess. Thanks, man. Yeah, no, it's frustrating, but you can thank Mr. Not Sure, who is in the chat room with you. You can thank that fine gentleman for actually coming through and setting up the links. So now the NPCs will actually go from one nav mesh to another nav mesh, and they're able to traverse most of the map. And Not Sure is also going to be a scholar and a gentleman and fix up all the rest of the links too, because he is a scholar and a gentleman. I feel like I'm drunk, even though I'm not. Okay, I really want to understand why the coordinates are about the center of it. So if I change the height, yeah, no, that does exactly what I thought it would. Okay, so, well, let me think for a minute then. I mean, because you have this over here, like anchor presets, pivot. Okay, so you have to set the anchor. So the anchor, okay, that makes sense. The anchor was set to the middle, and you change it to, okay, got it. Oh, thank you for that. Not Sure, says Arsenio. Yes, Not Sure is a scholar and a gentleman. All right, so let's see. If we do this, why wouldn't that just reset automatically? Did it not? Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm surprised that is bizarre. I find it odd that if I change the height, the anchor doesn't automatically reset. But okay, whatever. Again, Unity, it was designed by a project manager, not by programmers. I am convinced of it. I am convinced that project managers run this UI design, and that's why parts of it just are kind of like, what? Huh? And parts of it are just kind of like shit. I mean, if I'm being real, parts of it are just utter shit. All right. What did we want to do? Okay, so let me align that again. Easy. Okay. Now, again, I'm trying to do this without AI. I'm trying to do it without AI to kind of like cement in the knowledge, because if I just do it with AI, then I don't really absorb it. And I think that this is, I was thinking about that today. Like the thing that I wanted to talk about when Razman gets here, if he gets there, hopefully he shows up. But the thing I wanted to talk about today, the kind of like little optimization lesson I kind of wanted to talk about. I was thinking like, like you would only know that. You would only know that if you had written if you've been through it before, or if you like done the optimization for it. I was just thinking like somebody who's learning to program with AI, like they're not really learning to program. They're learning how to talk to AI. And I don't know. So it's just like I'm concerned about the future of programmers, but I know that every CEO is just wetting their pants, just waiting when can I fire all my developers and just tell AI what I want? Like, I know that's the case. I know that a lot of CEOs are thinking like that, but I think they might be a little disappointed. Okay, so how do I get opacity? Again, trying to do this without AI. Arsenio says, and also, I don't know if you are restreaming to Twitch and how much viewers you have there, but you're commenting through the stream is very cool. Keep going. Thanks, man. Yeah, I am streaming to Twitch. And I'm streaming the Twitch and to Kick. And as always, it says I have 2 viewers. So I'm using Restream. I'll even show you. I'll show you. It always says this too. Let me see right here. This little 2. It says I have one on Kick and one on Twitch. I don't believe it. I think it's a CO conspiracy. Okay, how do we get opacity? Because we got opacity on the other pane. Again, we're allowed to use what we have. We're just not allowed to use AI. So let's look at this panel. So it has no sprite. Wait. Okay, so it got rid of the back. Okay. Easy. And then is it just the color? Is that it? I think it is. Oh, boys, we are cooking with fire tonight, boys. Wait. Here we go. Alpha channel, opacity. Okay, well, this control confuses me. Like, I'm clicking it. You see me clicking it. Okay. Oh, my dog is freaking out. I suspect there's a dog walking by, and you can't have that. And no one on YouTube. Now, I've got a couple people on YouTube. What do I got? I've got you two on here, and then on my mobile stream, I've got 2 people over there. If you're on mobile, come over. Join me on the... join us. Join us on the desktop stream. Let me go ahead and put the link into the mobile room chat. Go ahead. Join us. All right. So I think we figured it out, because then the opacity... Oh. Look, I am changing it. I'm literally changing. Okay, so what I figured out is you have to use the color picker. And now it changes. And then the opacity, I should be able to change with just... so let's set opacity 50. And then let's set it to... What's a good color? There's a color that one of my exes, she used to talk about, which was penis pink, which I guess she would say was a very unique shade of pink to the penis. So let's find... I mean, I don't have a lot of experience in that department, so I'm just going to stick with blue. Let's go with blue. How does that sound? All right, we'll go over here. Easy, easy, easy. All right, we'll go with that. Let's make it a little more transparent. Let's go even more. Little less. All right, we'll stick with that. Okay. And then let's just see how that looks. Is it too big? I have a feeling it might be too tall, but maybe not. That's probably okay. We're going to have to figure out what to do with the debug. And actually, we can just... I think for now, we can just disable the debug heads-up display because we're not really using it. All right, so we have that. Now, what I can do is I can add UI. I can add a text mesh field. Yes. Okay. Health. All right. Arsenio said, "Oh, not sure." Said de nada. Why are you speaking Spanish tonight? You're missing Razman. I know you're missing Razman. Arsenio says that's maybe because your color set to the leftmost part of the square and circle sets the color for the gray part of the spectrum. Wait a minute. Okay, here's another color picker. So I see what you're saying. Wait. Well, now I can't even move the inner part. Okay, now I can. I think I see what you're saying, but okay, but also then why is part of it white? Like you see that part that's not changing? Okay, if I click on the white part, okay, now it's all white. So I don't understand quite what's going on there. Let's go ahead and anchor this. We can anchor this easy. We can anchor this to the left and to the top. Nope, to the left and top. What am I missing? To the left. There we go. That's what I want. Okay. All right. Let's see how that looks. Let's just look. And it looks like you changing nothing. It does look like that. All right. It's very hard to read. It's because I have that weird purple. That's easy enough to... Oh my God. They're shooting me. All right. So what we want to accomplish by the end of the night is actually have them shoot and then have this health up at the top, decrement, and then maybe even like in the game at the end of it. So let's see. So we're going to make that health a little easier to read. We'll just stick with white. Good old white. Okay. All right. And we'll worry about like the color. I mean, I know it doesn't look very nice right now. So here is an interesting thing. Okay. So this is good. This is good. I mean, we're making progress. Like we're on a roll. Come on. All right. So we have that health up there on the top left-hand side. I know it doesn't look very pretty, but that's okay. No, get away. Get away. No. I still don't think they can come inside the rooms. Turn the light on. Oh. Whoa! Hey, hey, hey! Don't you even try it. Okay. Anyway, so the question is, I guess health. It should be a member of the. So what? Okay. So this is going to be one way to do it. So we'll add a script, create mono behavior. I don't know. This feels wrong. Player stats. Okay. So we'll just start public health. Yes. Thank you, AI. Max health. Sure. We'll have that. Okay. I'm not going to worry about ammo and all that right now. So we have player health. It's public. And then, so if it's public, blah, blah, blah. So here's take damage. Take damage. I guess that's fine. Start update. Arsenio says, if you move to the left on the square, it sets saturation and only black, gray, white part of it, not actual color. Oh, I see. And only if you set it to the left part can you make a monochromatic color. I think I understand what you're saying now. I got it. I'm not very smart, so I don't know what. No, it's going to take me a minute to understand that entirely. All right. So the gray parts, one's changing the color of the gray parts, but the gray parts are gray. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to read this again. If you'd move it to the left on the square, it sets saturation to only black, gray, white, and not the actual color. And all right, let's talk about health and damage. Okay, so I think what I can do here. So now with this, I can take the player stats script. All right, come on. It's going to take me. Sorry if my messages takes a little bit longer to write. It's 5 a.m. It's 5 o'clock for me, and I'm not in English. No, dude, you're fine. You're fine. You're absolutely fine. Well, I'm curious. Where do you live? Like, where are you? Wait, don't tell me. Well, tell me. I'm not going to look. 5 a.m. It's almost 8 p.m. here, so that means shit. Wow. Whoa. 4. It means you're 9 hours ahead of me. So you're probably somewhere in Asia. I'm not looking at the screen. Okay, 9 hours ahead. Where's 9 hours ahead going to be? It's going to be to the west of India. So like Pakistan, Afghanistan. I'm going to guess that English is not your first language. I was thinking maybe Russian, but no, probably not Russian. Because there's not a lot of cities in Russia in that part of the world. So I'm thinking probably it's either going to be it's going to be some stan. It's going to be Pakistan, maybe like Kazakhstan or Azerbaijan, something like that. All right, go. All right, he still hasn't said. I'm guessing, yeah, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan. It definitely is a stan. Yeah, not sure. I guess Kazakhstan too. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Now I really want to know. Now I'm invested in this heavily, and I really need to know. Okay, so Arsino just shows a smiley face. Oh, he's going to tease us. He's not going to let us know. Oh my god, I got to take this hat off. It's hot in here, boys. It's hot. Oh my god, summer is coming, and I hate it. Oh, I hate summer. I hate summer so much. I just the few days so far this year that it's been hot, I've like had to shower like 2 or 3 times. I hate the heat so much. Look up Ural Mountains on the maps. There's plenty of cities. Oh, okay. So are you in Russia then? Because the Ural Mountains are in Russia, right? I'm pretty sure that's like, isn't the Ural Mountains like the divide of like Europe and Asia, of the European and Asian continents? Let's look. Whoa, I didn't mean to make it that big. Come here. All right. Ural Mountains, Russia. I'm pretty sure that's the mountain range that separates. So there's Kazakhstan. So Kazakhstan was definitely a valid guess. Pakistan, not so. Okay, Iran, Turkmenistan. So I'm going, yeah. Now Now I really want to know. I really wanted to go to. So I'm going to Fiji next weekend. I leave for Fiji, and I really instead wanted to go to Mongolia, but for reasons, Mongolia didn't happen. And I was like, okay, well, if I go to Mongolia, I was looking at how to get there, and I was thinking, well, you know what? I could go to. I was thinking Kazakhstan for like a week, and then go to Mongolia for a week, and then come home. But yeah, instead I'm going to Fiji for 2 weeks. Go figure. Mongolia, Fiji, big, same thing. It's basically the same thing. All right. So we have the player stats script. I can attach that to the player. Oh, no. Can't do it like that. I got to go down here and I got to do add component. Add component. Player stats. Okay, we can do it like that. There we go. Now, Mongolia is not that great, at my opinion. I know, Mongolia has a bad reputation, but I've done a lot of travel. Look up my other channel, Addy Goes Places, my travel channel, where I like to travel and talk about the places I go. But Mongolia has always been one of my dream places. Just, I like to go to bizarre places. I like to go to unusual places. Mongolia, I would love to go there. Also, because I was looking at it this winter, and I knew it got cold in Mongolia, but I didn't know that it got like high temperatures of -20 cold, and that's -20 Fahrenheit. Yeah, but I didn't realize. But yeah, Middle Russia, Ufa City, a little bit more left. So, dude, okay, Arsino, you got to be my best friend now, because I want to go to Russia so bad. And I keep, there's this, honestly, my opinion of going to Russia right now as an American, I don't think they would really care, as long as I'm as long as I'm not an asshole, and that's kind of true for any place. I think for most places, as long as you respect their laws, respect their country and their customs, I think you'll be good in 95% of places. I think you're going to be good as long as you do those things. So that's my whole thing with Russia. Like, I want to go to Russia, but but then there's still that part of me that would be like, it's still a little iffy. So here, I think I talked about this before, but there's this travel channel called Sabbatical, and he's actually the guy that he kind of inspired me to start my travel channel, because let's see, sabbatical. Oh, I'm just not spelling it right. Okay, YouTube. No, wait, Tommy Travel Channel Sabbatical. I'm not a very good. Okay, there he is. So this guy, he's kind of blown up. I found his channel when he had 22,000 subscribers, and now he has 755,000. Right. So I found his channel when he was really when he was small, and it kind of inspired me to you know what, I just need to just kind of say fuck it and just travel. I've always wanted to travel all over the world. I was just you know what, I just need to do it. It's now or never. I'm entering I'm entering the later part of my life, right? And so it's like I need to do it while I'm young enough to do it, while I have the health to do it, and I have the money to do it. And I kind of the kick in the ass was this guy's channel. And so I've been following him for a while, since not that long after COVID. And so he went to Russia, and he goes to Russia, and so I see this video that he posts. It's I don't know where it's at. Let's see, Best of Asia. But the title of the video was, "They told me not to go to Russia, but I did anyway. Will they arrest me?" It was something like that. And I'm like, okay, that's a whatever. It's a persnickety kind of title, but whatever. It is what it is. But then I find out he's still in Russia while he posted that video, and I'm like, that's probably not the wisest thing. And then he posts another video, something like, "I'm still in Russia and I still haven't been arrested." And it's like, dude, what are you doing? What you're an American, in a country where we're not at war with them, but we're not on the best terms, It's like, what are you doing? So lo and behold, they arrest him because they arrested him on because foreigners aren't allowed to be within 20 miles of a border. And he was in the eastern part of Russia. And he spends 2 or 3 weeks in jail. And while he's there, he does this whole video, a very serious, I just went through the roughest thing in my life and I can't, and it's just and then he talks about how when he was arrested and they're interrogating them, they talked about his travel channel and about the things he said about Russia. And I'm just what the fuck did you think was going to happen? I kind of lost all respect for him after that, because it was just dude, are you a fucking idiot? You have to be retarded to just if you want to kind of a country that your country is kind of at odds with, and you want to kind of talk shit on them. I'm not hating on him because he was talking shit about Russia. I'm hating on him because he was stupid enough to do it while in Russia. I had a very bad experience when I was in Zimbabwe. I got held by the Zimbabwean military. They thought I was a spy and all, they interrogated me, but I was only held for a couple hours, actually 2 hours. So it wasn't that bad in the grand scheme of things. But just from that experience, I'm I am not going to post any video about Zimbabwe until I am out of Zimbabwe. If I went, and I didn't even end up talking bad about Zimbabwe. I ended up liking Zimbabwe. But the point is I'm not going to fucking be critical of Zimbabwe while I'm in Zimbabwe. And so this guy, he was just, I really have not watched a video of his since, because it was the dumbest shit. It was just this is his video. Look how, a couch. And then he walks into screen. And then I think he actually goes, let's begin.
Forget that. I don't know how to make videos like that. Let me just hold the camera.
It's so douchey. It's just so douchey. It was just incredibly douchey. And it's why would you do that? Why would you? He was going, it felt like he was going to Russia to stir up trouble so that he could get arrested, so that he could garner views for his channel. That's what it felt like. Okay, I got a lot of messages to catch up here. Okay, but yeah, Middle Russia, Ufa City, a little bit to the left of the Urals. Ufa, is that the name of the town you're in? Ufa? Ufa, Russia. Oh, that's pretty cool. And then a bunch of Cyrillic. Definitely would check out your travel videos. Please do. Addy Goes Places. ADDY Goes Places. More Russia focus senpai. Yes, not sure. I'm getting distracted. Countries really don't care about individuals. You can visit North Korea if you want to. Well, you can't now. They shut down the tourists again, and they opened up for 2 weeks and were no, we don't want that. Yep, you can be arrested for any shit, but I'm with my anti-governmental political views still not. Sad story happened with this dude. I don't if you're talking about Tommy, this guy, his name is Tommy. If you're talking about Tommy, it's not a sad story. He fucking asked for it. It's like that, what's Bill Burr skit where he's if you get bit by a snake, you get treated for the poison. You get treated for the bite. But you don't, but you also are well, how the fuck did you get bit by the snake? Were you fucking with it? That's what he was doing. He was fucking with it. What the hell? Zimbabwe police have entered the chat. You cannot visit North Korea now. Last I heard, because there was another travel YouTuber I follow, kind of. I can't even remember his name, so that shows you how much I follow him. But last I heard, he was one of the few people that got to go in after they opened up, and then a week later they closed down again. And I think Tommy, this guy, he was trying to go to North Korea, and I think he was talking about how he had tickets to go, and then they closed down because they were probably oh no. So anyway, yep. Okay, focus, senpai, focus. Okay, terrific. So would the way to do this then? Now, obviously, the how to do this. I know. Do I? Okay, here's the debug HUD. Okay. I got it. I need to create another script. Game play HUD. So Arsenio, I'm going to come to Russia, and you're going to be my guide. And then if they try to start any trouble, you're going to be like, whoa, calm down. Just calm down. He's an American. He's an idiot. He doesn't know better. But I wouldn't start trouble. I wouldn't start trouble. And I wouldn't post any videos about Russia until I was well out of Russia. There is something I said about Russia a while back. I'll show you the video. Actually, no, I won't. I want to stay focused. But this was like over a year ago, one of my videos where I went to the northernmost McDonald's. At the time, the northernmost McDonald's in the world, which was at the time, it was in Rovaniemi, and that's how you pronounce it, Rovaniemi, Finland. And I said something, and I was talking about the northernmost McDonald's in the world because, and I said something to the effect of, this is now the northernmost McDonald's in the world until it was stolen from Russia, because the northernmost McDonald's in the world used to be in Murmansk, which, of course, after, all the sanctions and everything, it's no longer McDonald's. So then anyway, but just because I said that, I'm like, well, they're not really going to watch my videos that closely. But then again, maybe they have some AI that like downloads the videos and then it trains them on my videos, and then it'll be like, did he say anything about Russia? And then the AI is going to flag, be like, yeah, he did say this. And anyway, all right. Actually, I will show you that video because I'll show you why. Oh my God, my dog is just going crazy. Addy goes places. Northernmost McDonald's. So, if I could spell. So here, I said something like, because in the video I said something like, Putin, I understand you, and I get where you're coming from, and I'm only saying that because I want to come to Russia one day soon, something like that. And then somebody came in and was like, where's the comment? Saying you love Putin, even sarcastically, is not acceptable. Same goes for traveling to Russia. Slava Ukraini. And I started typing out like something like, fuck you. But I was like, nope. Just going to let it be. I try not. I'm just let it be. Just let it be. Just going to let it be. Not going to say it. All right. So what I wanted to do, did I create the script and just forget about it already? Let me see. Gameplay HUD. Okay. So the gameplay HUD, what this will be, it will have, how does this work? Actually, maybe the AI can help me. I don't know, actually. Why can I not type? Component. Oh my God. Component. Player. Again, I'm trying to do this without AI. And then, although I am using AI inside of the IDE, so. Nah, I don't think it would happen to you, but that dude just Ukrainian and hates on Russia. Yeah. Yeah. But there are examples. Like there's this other YouTuber that I follow, that I started following. Well, I started following about a year ago now. Sly's Life, I think it is. Yeah, this guy. He went to Russia. Oh, he's a Mongol. This is the thing, man. This is the thing about travel YouTubers. I get jealous. He's in freaking Mongolia. I was just talking about Oh man. Oh, I'm so jealous. But he went to Russia. And he was there for like a week, maybe 2 weeks. No problems. Not a single problem. He said that when he tried to leave the country, they did bring him into a room and they just kind of asked him. He was just like, yeah, I'm American. I'm just kind of traveling around. I do YouTube, making videos about the places I travel. And he said the guy that interviewed him was like really cool and was like, yeah, there's a few YouTubers in town and are in the country kind of going around. And then they just kind of asked him a few questions and then they let him go. See, here he is. Russia. Oh, wow. He did a lot. I didn't realize he did that many Russia videos. So he goes there. But the problem is, I do wonder, and maybe Arsenio, you can tell me this. So the one place I have always wanted to go in Russia, I'm not even sure how to pronounce it. I'm losing my memory. Petropavlovsk, something like that. Being a travel YouTuber is a great cover story. Oh, stop stirring up trouble. Petropavlovsk. Is that the? Oh, come on! I can't remember. I can't even remember the name of the peninsula. Oh my God! It's the Florida of Russia. Like if you look at a map of Russia, it has its own like Florida. Oh my God! What is the name of that? Oh, this is going to drive me nuts. I keep wanting to say Ketchikan, but that's in Alaska. Oh my God! Yucatan. It's not the Yucatan Peninsula. I'm not looking at the screen because oh my God, it's pissing me off that I can't remember this. It's literally, I'm pretty sure the name of Petropavlovsk. Yeah, I was right but the name of the peninsula, I can't remember. This thing, the penis of Russia. You see, America has its penis over here, Florida. Russia also has a penis. And I got to say, although this is a Mercator map, but I got to say that from the looks of this, Russia's penis looks bigger. I'll give it to you there, Arsenio. What is the name of this peninsula, though? It's going to drive me nuts. What is it has a name, and I can't remember it. Oh, my God. What is the name of the peninsula in Russia? The Kamchatka. Yes, the Kamchatka Peninsula. Yes, I've always wanted to go there. And I was so angry when the war started. And politics aside, I really don't care about whatever. But the reason I was so angry is because I don't remember what airline it was, but there was an airline that was going to start a flight from Anchorage here in Alaska to Petropavlovsk in the Kamchatka Peninsula. Would have been great. And I was like, oh, I can go to Alaska. I haven't been to Alaska in a long time. I've been there a couple of times. I liked it, but I can go back, and then I can go from Alaska over to Kamchatka. That would be awesome. No more. War started. Now, if I want to go to Petropavlovsk, I literally. I think I have looked into it. Like I can go to Japan and then I'd have to enter Russia through like Vladivostok. Isn't that what's over here? Or is it Vostok? Is it Vladivostok or just Vostok? Vladivostok, yeah. Vladivostok over here. And then from Vladivostok, I can take a flight. Over to Petropavlovsk. If you'd come to Ufa, it would be good. It is like a Republican center. Some cool things to see. I would love to go to Russia. And also, I'm a married man, but Russian women, oh, jeez, Jesus Christ. Like, a lot of guys, they have a thing for like Asian women. A lot of guys, they'll have a thing for like Latina women, and like things like if I had a thing for a specific type of women, other than my wife, who I love very much. If I had a thing, it would be Russian women. 120%, it would be Russian women. I don't even want to get into it because you guys don't need to know that much about me. But like, let's just say that like the keyword Russia it was in a lot of like searches back in my days when I was single. If you know what I'm saying. I've heard nothing but bad things about visiting India. I was in India. I've been to India. So let me tell you a story about India. I know I'm getting sidetracked. So here's my, well, I have a few stories about India, but the one that sticks out the most is I arrive in Bangalore. This was in 2023. So it was 2024, January 2024. I arrived in Bangalore. And it was like midnight. It was like midnight 30. It was like a little after midnight. And so like I was there for work, and my company, they had a car, like they had a driver pick me up. And so the guy is standing there, he has my name on a plaque, and he carries my bags, whatever. And so we're driving, and I ask him how long it's going to take. He says it's about a half-hour drive to the hotel. I'm like, okay, cool. And it was warm. I mean, it's India, so of course it's warm. So I roll the window down, and I am met with the overwhelming smell of feces. And it's not, I think you would probably both agree, not sure, Arsenio and anybody else who's, in any of the other chats, I think you would agree that you can pretty much tell the difference between human feces and animal feces. This was definitely human feces. Just this overwhelming smell of human feces. And then, so I get, so we go to the hotel. I check into my hotel, go to sleep, wake up. Next day, like it was like I planned it so that I would arrive on like a Saturday or a Sunday, so I'd have like a day or two to like kind of acclimate to the time zone and before I actually start going to work. So next day, I'm like walking around and like exploring. I'm like doing YouTube. Everywhere, feces. It just smells like shit. Just literally smells like shit everywhere. And it's very dirty, but it smells like shit. And I was just like, well, I guess this is just how it is. Like, this is just how it is. So I was there for like a little bit over 2 weeks. And I enjoyed it. Like I gotta say, for a place that smelled like feces, the food was amazing. Oh my, like some of the best food I've ever had. Well, first of all, I love Indian food. And I think if I had a thing for Russian women, Indian women would be second. But the food was amazing. Food was amazing. So I'm there for like 2.5 weeks, and then then the day comes that I'm leaving, and a driver picks me up, and he's driving me to the airport. So once again, I roll down the window on my way to the airport, and I'm like kind of like recollecting on my trip and just kind of remembering things. And I roll the window down, and I realize I can't smell the feces anymore. I wanted to, I'm like in the car, and I'm like trying to smell it. Like I want to, like, I don't know, but I'm like why can't I smell it? I had gotten so used to it, I couldn't smell it anymore. And it just blew my mind. It blew my mind that I could get so that like the day I arrived, it was disgusting, but I had just grown so used to it that I just didn't smell it anymore. Ever heard of the Indian garbage game? Yes. It's a game of trying to find a street view in India where there's no litter. Like any street view of trying to find. I think that's the one you're talking about. Like, let's see. Nope. Yeah. Nope. That one didn't work. We'll do a couple more. How about over here? And yeah, no luck there. What about up north? Up, we'll try very far up north, like up in Punjab. And oh, wait a minute, no, I don't think so. And that was one of the saddest things. Like, yeah, there's trash. I went to a cemetery. Like, if you look at my travel YouTube channel, Addy Goes Places, check it out. But if you look at I like to go to cemeteries. And I like to go to cemeteries and places as I am. So I go to this cemetery in Bangalore, which first of all, it's very interesting that the cemetery is separated into the Christian section, the Muslim section, and the Hindu section. Like literally, it's like separate. I'm like, interesting. But it was so sad because it was such a pretty cemetery, but it was just littered in trash. Just all over the cemetery. It's just littered in trash. So sad. Nose blind says not sure. Yeah, exactly, says Arsenio. Arsenio says, in my local medical university, I'm not a medical major, we've had a lice infestation, and there are many Indian immigrants, and everyone blamed Indian students on it. I don't want to get canceled, so I'm not going to say anything. Okay, so how do we want to do this? So this is the part I'm not sure about, because So what we could do... So what I want to do is what I'm thinking is if I have this script here, player stats, right? And then it should there should be a wait, was that player stats? No, this was gameplay HUD. So if we add the gameplay HUD script to this, right? My thought was that I would be able to drag the player over to the script on there, and then I could access the player's health from that. Yeah, that happens in Russia. Yeah. I mean, well, lice happens anywhere, especially... No, I'm not going to say anything. Not even going to say anything. Okay. But I am not able to drag the... Okay, but I know I do this in other places. So what we're going to do is we're going to search for the keyword player in script. We'll go ahead and we'll actually match the case to kind of eliminate. And let's just look. Again, we're not using AI. And I don't see anything. No, this is... Yeah, chase player. Now I could do this. Game object, find game object with tag player. See, this is what I thought I was doing. Is like I wanted to get component player stats, but I need to be able to get the player stats on, I need to be able to call it on a thing. I know I've done something like this. I think I did it in a different project. And let's go ahead. We're not using AI. We're trying to not use AI. So I think I did it in another project that I think I have checked in the code. So let's look at that. So I think I've checked in the code. Whoops. Dogfinger Studios, which of course is our lovely... Okay, it might be this project. Am I signed in? I am signed in. It might be that project or, well, if it's not that project, we're SOL. I think it probably is that project. So Strawberry Lake, assets. Because I think I've already done the exercise of like displaying health, right? Scripts. Sun cycle. No. I don't think it's here. Yeah, none of that is... It would be here. Okay, is there anything where I'm dragging a play, like anything that has that? Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, but this is attached to the player. I definitely did this though, so I'm pretty sure what the case is. I either have a Strawberry Lake 2 or a Home 2. Just not checked in, and it's on a laptop that's probably downstairs. I could go grab the laptop. I'm tempted. I'm very tempted. But I want to look and see if I checked it in somewhere else. Let me look in my main repo. Profile. Repositories. It would be 00. Nope. No luck. All right. There's one other place I might have done it. I might have checked it into LulzApps. Because I'm like ADD. I can't decide, where anything belongs or what anything is. So let's check it here. 00. No. Okay. All right. We are intelligent people. We can figure this out. There's no reason we can't figure this out on our own. Funnily enough, the lice appeared in probably the worst place possible, in your crotch. But my girlfriend, the other medical university, and there was also mice. So I don't know. I would definitely rather have mice. I would definitely rather have mice than lice. Well, I need to go to sleep, but can I do a little bit of... Go ahead and do some self-promotion, Arsenio. But you can only do it if you click and subscribe. All right. Not sure. We got to figure this out. We got to figure this out. If for anything, we got to do it for Rasman. Where the hell did my water go? Oh. Okay. What is the object type of player? It doesn't tell me. Static cast. Tag player. Is player the object? Can I just do it with player? So let me see. Can I do this? Wait. Can I do this? Player interact. No. Well, I need to go. I'm subbed after that. I saw your video. Oh, thanks, man. Let's get some music going. Player is a humanoid from the nav mesh. All right, let's get some music. I agree. It's a little quiet. Oh, Jesus. Wait. Drinking is a choice, Justin. Like being gay. I was watching some video a couple weeks ago or whatever it was, but it was so true. Like, because the guy was saying that, like, is the problem that it's a problem with like cancel culture and the bullying, like, and all of that. It's the problem that with the internet, women have a greater view into how men interact with other men. Because, you know, like I think a lot of men, they show affection to their bros by like insulting them, you know, calling them names and insulting them. And that's kind of how you show affection as a man. And, you know, women having an insight into that, they don't understand. And so it looks like bullying and it looks toxic. And that it looks like something that needs to be fixed because, you know, every woman thinks that they can fix their men. So, all right. Player is a humanoid for nav mesh. Yeah, I don't think human is a body bones. What was that? Okay, but there's character. What I need is I need this. I need to know the type of that. It's just the same thing. Because I want to be able to drag the player. Huh. All right, I'm just going to ask AI. But I'm not going to ask it to do everything for me. Okay. I have a player health script that I want to attach. Okay, I want to attach to the HUD. And in the script, I need a reference to the player. As an object on which I can call get component. Player stats, where player stats is attached to the player. Does that make sense? I want to do in the HUD script. Okay, in the HUD script, I want to do public question player so that I can drag the player onto the thingy in the inspector view. Help. All right, let's see what AI says. Let's see. Let's get some music going. Players and human. All that message length limit on YouTube sucks. Oh, did you type something out long? I'm sorry, dude. Break it up. All right, let me find some music, something that's not copyright. Let's see. All right, I like this playlist. We'll go with this one. Okay, so it's saying just to do game object. All right, I can feel that. Okay, game object, and then what I could do down here. Well, actually, I should probably do it in start, but let me see. Okay, if player not equal to ooh. So here is a noob. Oh, actually, I was going to say, so here is a noob move versus a pro move, but I am not a Unity pro, so I shouldn't really be claiming that, because the naive thing to do here is, okay, well, first of all, let's see. If player equals null, simply, maybe we don't want to. Well, we'll return for now. We can just return for now. We can change it later if we need to. This is what I want to do. Player stats, player get components, and then now what I can do is I can call the take damage, right? Oh wait, no, I'm not calling take damage. I want to get it. Oh. Excuse me. Text Mesh Pro. Text Mesh Health Text. Okay, wait. Text Mesh Pro. But this says I'm going to go with this health text. Okay. No, I'm going to drag it. Okay, so then I should be able to do if. Let's do either of these. All right, so if the player equals null or the health text equals null, then just quit out. Player stats, get the components. If stats not equal null, okay, then health equals. Okay, so the AI is suggesting I show that what the health is and what the maximum health. Okay, that's fine for now. So this should show if I go back to player, I think is where I added the player stats script. Come on. And then I go over here. Yes. So let's do max health so we make sure we're working. 150. I got to go back to the HUD. What am I missing? Did I not drag gameplay HUD? Gameplay HUD.cs. So I should have two things here. Let's remove this component and let's add it. So there should be gameplay HUD. Oh. Why don't I see these things? Do you know why? Do you know why I don't see them? Do you know why I don't see them? I know why I don't see them. Do you know why I don't see them? Well, let me ask you a question. Are these objects public, private, or protected? Well, if it's a class, then why is my dog freaking out? All right, I'm going to go see what's going on. I'll be right back. All right. Don't worry. Everything's okay. But as I was saying, this is a very common question for C#, C++, probably Java too. I don't know. But like, what are some of the differences between a class and a struct? Well, in a struct, the member objects are public by default. In a class, they're private by default. So this game object and this health text, they're private by default. So if I make them public, then they should show up in the inspector view on the right-hand side so that I can drag the stuff over that I wanted. So let's make sure that happens. Okay, so I've saved it. Should reload. It's the Zimbabwe police. They found him. They're coming for me. Oh my God, that was so terrifying. That was that was so terrifying. Oh, it's so terrifying. If you want to know what happened, go to my other channel, Addy Goes Places, and search for the video called, I think it's called 72 Hours in the Capital of Zimbabwe or something like that. Search for it. I talk about it there. Okay, so now we should see, yeah. Oh, wait, nope. Oh, wait, I'm not on the right thing. Yes, yes. Okay, so now I should be able to drag the player. Easy. And then the health text. Easy, easy. Huh. Easy. Huh. All right, we're halfway there, boys. We're halfway there. Why didn't... Okay, maybe I need to listen to AI. Because it was suggesting like... Yeah, okay, let's go with what the AI says, okay? Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to get rid of the... You see how it says 0 references? I never use that, and it does nothing but just annoy me. So I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, let's see. It did up. Okay, let it update. Okay. All right, I'm playing the song that I always play because I like this song. Okay, so let's see if this works now. Does it work? Yes. All right. Okay, so we're not going to take damage yet. Should be pretty easy to add, but let's just see if health says 100 out of 150 or whatever it is I entered in. And it does. Why? Because we are geniuses, boys. We are fucking geniuses. Oh my God. Sometimes I'm like, how could you be so smart? And I'm like, it's because, you just are. It's like, it's fucking amazing. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Now it shouldn't word wrap like that. Let's see. Let's just make sure. Little things like that, I always like to check. Okay, good. All right, boys. Now, what we can do here is, I don't remember NPC shooter, I think it is. Yes. So what we can do here, we can get hit.collider, get component. This is close, but it's going to be hit component player stats. Player stats. Damage, we're just going to say 10 for now. And let's see what happens. All right. Let's see what happens. Okay. Oh, whoa, they're shooting. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm losing health, but it's not going to matter. I'm losing health, but you can see the health is moving, which is great. Okay, perfect. So now we have to add consequences. So for now, what we'll do, what's the screen we go to if we run off the edge of the board? Let's see. So this screen, I'm going to get, okay, this, which I think is just the menu scene. So what we can do, all right. I guess it makes sense to do this in the player? Simple NPC. Okay, I guess we could just do it in player stats, actually. I don't know if that makes sense, but we'll call update, and then we'll just look for it, right? If health is less than 0, is dead, game object set active. Okay, we don't want to do that. We just want to do the load scene. Remember, there was like a load. Yeah, I don't remember. Let's look for it. Load scene. Scene manager dot load scene name main menu. Okay, so it's just scene manager scene. Yes. So we don't have. Okay, no. AI was saying a game over scene, which I agree with AI. That makes sense, but we don't have that right now, so we're just going to load main menu. If I can type. Main menu. Oh my God. Okay. Imagine how much we could get done if I could actually, like, not get distracted and actually concentrate. Like, I mean, literally, I did this in like 5 minutes total of just like focusing. Oh, did you see that? Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Run. Okay. No. Okay. Wait. Ah. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say it's not. Okay. So, perfect. All right. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's kind of got consequences. Nice one, bro. The link is for you to. So, Arsenio, if you posted a link, I can't see it. Like YouTube, it won't let. I can post links because I'm the host of the stream. As far as I can tell, there's no setting on my end that I can change that will allow participants to post a link. But so if you posted a link, I'm not going to see it. I don't see it. That link is for you to check out too. If you won't check it out, I'm going to go to sleep. You can probably just do like Google space.com, right? Just like put spaces in between the components or something. That will probably work. That I think I can see. And I'm a fairly intelligent person. I should be able to figure out the URL from that. Oh, I've drank so much water today. But guys, but not sure. You know what? Since it's Friday, I went crazy. I had an extra can of Diet Mountain Dew. Oh, it was delicious. I'm going to regret that in the morning. And Arsenio, I also like to do streams on the weekends in the mornings. So tomorrow morning, my time, which will be like afternoon your time, if you're around, feel free to join me because I'll probably be streaming in the morning. Last time, 5 years ago, when I watched streams, it won't did it. Yeah. All right, let me check in. So let's go ahead and check this code in so we don't lose it in case there's a fire. All right, we have the NPCs can shoot the player now. And this is actually on the dev branch. I'll merge it. And not sure if you're going to do the links, remind me before I end the stream to merge dev into master, and then you can pull master. You pull the latest code and then then you branch from master and then do your work on that branch. So, oh, that nice. That is like middle of the day for me. yeah. But, and here's one thing I like. So not sure is like he's my best buddy. He's my only friend. I got but whatever. No, but he's always here, which I appreciate. I like it. It's kind of boring when I'm alone, but which I have streamed plenty alone. But I'm debating because I'm going to Fiji in a couple of weeks. And I'm going to be in Fiji for 2 weeks, and then I'm going to be in San Francisco for 1 week. And I'm like, well, if I'm in, let me see, because I normally stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Let me look. Time. I think 7 p.m. is like 11 a.m. where I'm going to be. Is this the one I like? This is the one I like. So I already have it set up. Okay, so Washington, D.C., 7 p.m. is going to be 11 a.m. You can branch from dev, but don't. It'll just be easier if you branch from master. So just let me remind me to merge everything into master and branch from that. Well, it seems like no link. Well, instead of putting a period, just put a dot. Like type the word dot. Try that. Maybe that'll work. Okay, what was the other thing I wanted to do? I was thinking while I was playing this, one thing I could do, I think, let me see. Hit collider, take damage 10. So that's hard-coded in. So the max length, what is the max length? Range, 50. Damage, 10. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll have another thing. Obviously, we would eventually have weapons and stuff, but we'll... Whoa! Public float. Default damage. 10. Okay. Easy enough. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. So the max range, how do I want to do this? I know what I want to do, and I'm thinking about it in my mind. So just give me a minute. So we're going to take the range, but we're also going to take the distance from the fire point position to the hit collider. Okay, so I'm just going to ask the AI to do it. Get the distance from the fire point to the hit point, and there it is. Vector 3 distance fire. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now, I want to take that distance. I always get this confused. I want to... I know what I want to do. Okay, I know what I want to do. I know what I want to do. I want to take the default damage. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have... Whoa. We'll do it as a float. Float equal... No, float damage... Damage equals... Yes, it knew exactly what I wanted. Yep. Damage decreases. Yep. Goddamn AI. Stop being so fucking good! Jesus Christ. But I want to round that. How do I round in C#? Actually, I'll just ask the AI. Round to the nearest integer. Well, still no link. Huh, that's weird, man. No link. I don't see it. I'll show you. I'm not making this up. Just, make sure. Like, I don't see it. Math.clamp or something. Just cast it as an int. Yeah, but nah, I prefer the round it. Because casting doesn't round. There's a difference. There is a difference. Oh, wait. Int. Is it math I? That's interesting. Okay, math round to int. Okay. No. You were just there. Okay, there it is. That's what I want. Okay, come here. Come here, baby. Come here. Come on. Who's your daddy? Who's AI's daddy? All right, I'm sorry, guys. That's a little gross. I know. I'm sorry. All right. So now we should get some damages other than tent. Casting just chops. Okay, and foo. Yeah, I know how to cast, not sure. I don't want to cast, though. I want to round. All right, we can do it the dirty way, YouTube. I will turn off my VPN and go to Twitch. Oh, my God. Are you actually going to... Oh, I might actually have a listener on Twitch. Oh, jeez. Okay, we really need to add sound. Oh, whoa. Of course, I have no way to fight back. All I can do is run. I'll turn the light on and show you guys. Oh my God, they're still hitting me. Okay, now they're not even shooting. Yep, end the game. I installed WireGuard on my router. What is that a VPN? I've never heard of WireGuard. I need to set up a I have WireSock locally, but uses WireGuard as a VPN service. So okay. Maybe you two sound like VPN nerds. So here's what I want to do. I have a little travel router, right? I can, install, like it supports, I forget, I don't even remember what the name of it is, but there's like some like standard JSON formatted type of configuration file that I think like HMA support, like hide my ass supports, and what's the other very popular one? I can't even remember that. But a lot of VPN services they support this format. So you basically give it your information into this format and you give it to the router, and then the router will connect to that VPN, and then any computer connecting to your router or connecting to that router will then thereby will by virtue be going through the VPN connection, right? Because your computer is connected to the router, but the router is connected to the VPN, and then now everything talking to that router is hence on the VPN. I sent you a link on Twitch if you can see it. Let me look. Oh, yeah, I can. Show. Okay, how do I copy it? How do I copy it? Literally, how the fuck do I copy it? This is so infuriating. I literally have to go to the fucking HTML in order to... Oh, wait. This is insane. No. There's got to be a better way to do this. You sent it on Twitch, right? Let's go to Twitch. Kind of probably. I don't know how it works on router. Okay, wait. No thanks. Okay, yeah. Wait. How do I? Let's see. How do I view? Whoa. That's audio. No. Don't do that. No. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm never going to be able to view this. I'm never going to be able to view this. Okay, here we go. Finally! Why are you sending me a Telegram link? Now I'm very suspicious. A Russian sending me I'm just like raw dog clicking on a link that a Russian sent me. All right, I'm going to open up Telegram. What kind of weird... Whoa, get out of here. What kind of weird... Duck invasion of rabbit hole. Why do I want to join this? Although I just realized somebody texted me on Telegram. Somebody whose texts I want to see. Just give me a minute. I'm going to do some personal telegramming here for a second. And I'm just going to... Oy. Okay. All right. Goofy duck invasion of... What is it? Telegram is just Russian Facebook, Instagram. Okay. All right, I'm joining this channel, but if this... I mean, I know it's not going to install. Whoa! Okay, I see a bunch of images. What is this? Wait. I get so much spam. Look. Spam. Also delete. I don't. Yeah, sure. I never sent a message. Spam. No, spam. Anyway, what am I looking at? Yeah, but kind of bold of young. I guess you mean bold to just clicking random link, but there's nothing sus there. All legal. Yeah. But legal in Russia. Is this where you live? Is this Ufa? Is that where you live? Is it still snowing there? If it, I need to move somewhere cold. I need to move somewhere cold. This all my life I've wanted to move somewhere cold. And I'm an old man now. I'm becoming an old man. Oh yeah, you didn't see my message. Yep, this is UFA. All right, no, yeah. Oh, I'm joined. I'll check it out. All right, let me see. Is there anything else? I mean, I think I'm going to wrap up. I got 5 minutes left. There is post date. Oh my God, why I can't? I hate computers. I really do. Sometimes I really am just like, I want to, because I'm on a computer all day for work. And then like in the evenings, I'm on the computer. And sometimes I'm just like, I should just find another career. But at my age, where am I going to find a career making a fraction of the money I make now? It's like, it's not going to happen. I just need to accept the fact that I'm going to be this guy for the rest of my life. And you know what? That's fine. I've had a very fortunate life. I've been able to travel a lot. I've had lots of experiences, and I know you know what I mean. And it's just like so I need to be thankful. But man, oh man, sometimes computers really, really piss me off. Well, I'm going to go to sleep. Thanks for joining. Good night. All right, Arsenio. Oh, you know what? I'm going to start sending, when I do a stream, I'm going to send a link. I'm going to send a link into that chat room. I have no idea who's in there. And if a bunch of Russians show up to my stream, well, then so be it. We'll see what happens. All right, man. Have a good night. And not sure, Razman never showed up. I don't know what's up with him. Like, where's he been? I'm going to save the optimization thing for when Razman is here, because I think it would be something that he would merge the branch. Yes. Good call. All right. That was a great stream. Thanks, man. Thanks, Arsenio. I mean, I'm just extremely talented. It's just amazing. It's crazy how talented I am. Variable damage. And of course, I'm being sarcastic about that. Like I'm being a jerk. Okay, let's merge the branch. Where do we go? We go over here. We should just go over here. Easy. And then I should we'll just do this. NPCs now cause damage. All right. Create a pull request. And then I will just squash and merge. All right, so all of that code will be on master now. So like I said, just pull, update your clone, pull everything down, branch from master, and then just like the PR process that you did before, do the same thing, just do it on your own branch. Just create a new branch. Microsoft sucks. I've been trying to download a Windows ISO for a VM, but it won't let me because I'm on a VPN. I was trying to do that like actually it was like back in like October when I just got this desktop, and I was running Alma Linux for work reasons, and I was trying to put a Windows ISO on it, and I couldn't find a place to actually like download an ISO. It like had me every place I could find had me downloading like an installer program so you can create this like a boot drive, but then USB. Let me do it for you. I don't want you to have it. It was obnoxious, and I eventually figured it out. No, I didn't actually. I didn't eventually figure it out. I actually ended up just installing Windows on the MPC on this PC. And I still was never able to get, what is it, ESI? No. What is that boot mode? That safe boot mode? Safe boot mode. It's like, is it ESI? No, what is it called? Let's ask Grok. What is that safe boot mode called that a lot of PCs have nowadays? Something like ESI, something like that. UEFI. Yeah. So this is what I learned about UEFI, which apparently I did not learn the name. It's secure boot, and basically it is a way that certain hardware has to be UEFI compliant or compatible. And I tried my damnedest. I couldn't get anything. I have to boot into basically not non-secure mode. That's the only way I could get everything to work on this, because you can see here I have these two drives, which are just they're like pull-out drives. D and G, like you can like pull them out, and I don't really need them. It's for like a NAS, but I never use them because they're slow, because they're spinning disks. And then I have the C drive, which of course is the 2 terabyte drive. But what I was trying to do is I wanted to get this S drive. I wanted to get that as the root operating system drive, because it's freaking 8 terabytes. And also I use for work stuff, and actually I was using it for the chat program that I was working on too. Let me show you. Where is it? So I use WSL. So I can boot into Ubuntu, or not boot, but I can basically load up an Ubuntu VM or Alma Linux and whatever else. And but the thing is with WSL, if you're doing disk operations, right? The disk operations are very slow if you are doing them on a non-root drive, right? So WSL, or the operating system, like I said, it's installed on a 2 terabyte SSD drive. And I wanted it to be installed on an 8 terabyte SSD drive, because when I'm when I'm actually like doing like my day job and stuff, and I'm like compiling programs, and the compilation process is very disk intensive. It's creating these little temporary files, and it's creating these other ones. It's putting them all together, blah, 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 blah. And it's doing that. And so when you do that operation on a non-root drive, it's very slow, because WSL for every operation basically has to say, hey, do I have permission to do this? Do I have permission to do this? Do I have permission to do this? Do I have permission to, it's slow. It's slow AF, as the kids would say. But the only way you can actually have the maximum that you could, what am I trying to say? I can't speak English. The biggest drive you can have in a non-secure boot mode that you can boot to. Oh God, that's a horribly worded sentence. Okay, wait, I can do this. I can speak English. Good night, Arsenio. Get the fuck out of here. Go to bed. Go to bed. Putin demands it. Go to bed. You go to bed. Go to bed now. But on a PC that has a non-secure boot, the largest boot drive you can have is 2 terabytes, which is what I have. And if you want a boot drive that's 2 terabytes, or that's bigger than 2 terabytes, hence my 8 terabyte drive. If you want a boot drive that's bigger than 2 terabytes, you have to use UEFI mode to boot. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. I don't know why, Harold, but that's just the way it is. I mean, so I was so angry. I spent like 3 days trying to get this PC set up, and because I wanted to be able to freaking boot on my 8 terabyte drive so that WSL would not be slow AF. So the best I could do is 2 terabytes, because I couldn't get UEFI mode to work. And I don't know why I started that rant, because it really pissed me off at the time. I spent a lot of time, and then I had this other PC that like you guys don't need to know about. No, it's nothing bad. It's just I don't use it for stream. And so I'm not a big hardware guy. Like, I mean, I know the basics, and maybe a little bit more than the basics. Like, so I had this other PC I was having a lot of trouble with, and I couldn't get that. I couldn't get Windows working on that. I couldn't get it to recognize all the drives. So there's this computer guy that I had a bad experience with a couple years ago, but like he tried to rip me off, but like I called him, so he wasn't able to rip me off, but he was able to do what I wanted him to do. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take it back to him. And because knowing what I know, I'm going to be very cautious of what he does and what he tries to, so I take this PC to him, And I'm like, hey, I'm trying to like, I want this. I want you to put Windows Pro on it, but I need to make sure that there's 2 other drives in there, and I need to make sure it recognizes both those drives. And he's like, yeah, no, I'll have it back to you this afternoon. I did this, took it to him in the morning. I'm like, okay. So he's usually very good about like calling me, but I hadn't heard from him. So like around 4 o'clock that day, I'm like, hey, what's the status? And he's like, no, I'm still working on it. I'll have it to you by the end of the day. He closes at like 7 o'clock. I'm like, all right. 7 o'clock rolls around. And he calls me. He's like, all right, call him, whatever. We're talk. And he's like, no, I still can't get it figured out, but just give me till tomorrow. I'll get it figured out. I'll figure it out. Okay. All right. So the next morning, call him. And finally, he's like, yeah, no, it took me all day yesterday. But I finally figured it out. And he's like, all right, cool. Now, mind you, when I went in and told him what I wanted, he quoted me a price, like $130 or whatever it was. And so he quoted me the price, and I paid him up front. I paid him, which I'm not completely thrilled about, but whatever. Like I said, he's always been able to accomplish whatever I gave him to do. So I was like, all right. So I go pick it up. I go pick up the PC, and he's like, yeah, no. He's like, I have to charge you. I have the PC. He's like, no, I have to charge you $70 more because I had to work on that all day. And I was like, no. And he's like, yeah, no, it's going to be $70 more. And I'm like, no, it's not. No, I'm like, no, like you quoted me a price, and it's not my fault that you quoted me a price and you didn't realize that it would take you longer to accomplish it. Like I'm like, no, that's absurd. And he's like, no, but that's what it's going to cost. I'm like, no. And I was like, take me to court. If that's what you want to do, take me to court. And I just walked out. So anyway, so probably never going to go back to him again. Not Sure says, I've literally never paid for tech support. Well, la, Mr. Big Brain. Check out the big brain on Not Sure. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, well, aren't you special? Jeez Louise. Yeah. All right. I'm going to get to bed. I'll probably be back tomorrow. I have a feeling I'll be back here tomorrow around 8, 9 o'clock, sometime around there. If you're around, Not Sure, love to hang out with you again tomorrow morning if you're around. If not, we'll see each other. And let me know if I do end up streaming when I'm in Fiji. It'll be on a Mac, so I know that might hurt your feelings. Not sure. I know how you feel about Macs, but I got to decide if I'm going to do that or not. I don't know. Anyway, be sure to check out my travel channel. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you again probably tomorrow. But if not tomorrow and if not Sunday, then I will definitely see you on Monday. All right, guys, take care. Bye bye.